I wrote the book because I'm not an ideologue. I mean, I have been in the crime business for over 3 decades.
Whoopi Goldberg and Jeanine Pirro got into a scream fest on The View. This clip blew up in the aftermath.
He's against globalism. Do you think he is an ideologue that is faithful to conservative policies?
You know, I'm not here to talk about what Donald Trump is and isn't.
Jeanine Pirro claims that she was kicked off of the show and that the segment was concluded early.
Did you hear about the time Whoopi Goldberg supposedly spit on Jeanine Pirro, or when Pirro claimed she got kicked off The View early? Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're diving into the juiciest TV catfight since the last time Trump tweeted. But before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. This ain't your grandma's tea party. We're talking raised voices, finger pointing, and enough tension to make a suspension bridge jealous.
Question for you, because you talk about.
I am not, Judge.
Nobody is.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just point at me?
Yeah!
And it all started with 3 little words: Trump, liberals, and liars. Who knew a book title could cause such a ruckus?
I wanted to get into the book a little. You tackle the anti-Trump conspiracy in your new book called Liars, Leakers, and Liberals. Now, that title could be offensive to some.
Trump's name is like a magic spell that turns friendly chats into screaming matches faster than you can say fake news. Just ask Jeanine Pirro, who showed up on The View to talk about her new book, Liars, Leakers, and Liberals. Spoiler alert, it's not a feel-good romance novel. As soon as Pirro mentioned Trump, you could practically see the hackles rising.
This is what happens
was
in
not
third
only
world
based on that,
countries.
and you know that.
I do know. It is based
Jeanine, you
on
just
that.
said you're not an ideologue.
It was like watching a group of cats realizing there's only 1 can of tuna left. Pirro tried to play it cool, insisting she wasn't an ideologue. The audience laughed so hard, I think someone might have snorted their coffee.
I wrote the book because I'm not an ideologue. I mean, I have been in the crime business for over...
Let's be real. Saying you're not an ideologue while defending Trump is like saying you're not a foodie while inhaling a whole pizza. The audience wasn't buying it, and neither was Whoopi Goldberg. You could cut the tension with a knife, but you'd probably need a chainsaw. Trump's really done a number on America's political scene. He's like that one relative who shows up at Thanksgiving, and suddenly everyone's arguing about stuff they barely understand. A survey found that 70% of Americans have had heated arguments about Trump with friends or family. That's a lot of awkward holiday dinners. Pirro kept insisting that the investigations into Trump were bogus, saying Lady Justice is supposed to be blind.
Last campaign, and everybody needs to be concerned about that. Lady Justice is supposed to be blind.
Maybe she is, but with all the yelling going on, she definitely isn't deaf. As the temperature in the studio rose, you could almost see the moment when civil discourse packed its bags and headed for the hills. It went from a discussion to a shouting match faster than Trump can tweet "CovF." Before you knew it, voices were raised.
Whoopi Goldberg and Jeanine Pirro got into a scream fest on The View. This clip blew up in the aftermath. Check.
Is talking about all of these people.
Sorry,
you know
baby,
what
that's
I think
what you
is
said.
horrible?
You said,
Whoopi, you know what's horrible?
that
When
it's
people
okay.
Fingers were pointed, and I'm pretty sure I saw steam coming out of someone's ears. It was less of a debate and more of a verbal cage match. WWE would have been proud. But hold on to your MAGA hats, folks, because this TV tussle was just getting started. The real fireworks were yet to come, and let me tell you, it ain't pretty. Who knew daytime TV could be more explosive than a Michael Bay movie? Remember those playground fights where both kids swore the other one started it? Well, imagine that, but with grown women on national TV. The backstage drama between Whoopi and Pirro turned into a real-life she screamed, she denied situation. Once the cameras stopped rolling, things got wilder than Trump's hair in a windstorm.
Get the hell out of people.
No.
Say goodbye.
Let me buy. I'm done.
Thank you to Judge Jeanine Pirro for her book, Liars, Leakers, and Liberals.
Jeanine Pirro, apparently not content with the on-air fireworks, decided to put on a bonus show backstage. She was yelling at security guards like they'd stolen her MAGA hat. Talk about a diva moment.
Apparently they did keep going at it after when they went to the break here for a little bit, and Jeanine Pirro started, yelling at security.
Pirro claimed she got kicked off the show and even said Whoopi spat on her.
Jeanine Pirro apparently also claims that Whoopi Goldberg spit on her backstage. Whoopi Goldberg vehemently denies that and says that's not true.
That's a pretty serious accusation, especially since Whoopi doesn't seem like the type to waste good spit. Whoopi, on the other hand, was all, nuh-uh, didn't happen.
Tell you what I have.
Okay.
I have a lot of, I'm tired of people starting a conversation with Mexicans or liars and rapists.
Whoopi Goldberg says that's not true. We were, scheduled to go to a break there anyway, and when we came back, we weren't supposed to be with her anymore.
It's like watching two kids argue over who ate the last cookie, except the cookie is made of Trump-flavored drama. The whole thing turned into a media circus faster than you can say fake news. Everyone had a different story, and trying to figure out the truth was like trying to untangle Trump's Twitter feed. Some folks were Team Pirro, others were Team Whoopi, and the rest of us were just Team Pass the Popcorn.
He's against globalism. Do you think he is an ideologue that is faithful to conservative policies?
You know, I'm not here to talk about what Donald Trump is and isn't.
Here's my take on it. I don't care who's to blame between the two of them. Frankly, at this point, I find both of them insufferable.
But here's the kicker. While everyone was arguing about who said what and who spit on whom, Pirro's book sales went through the roof. Turns out there's no such thing as bad publicity, especially when it comes to Trump-related drama. Pirro probably sent Whoopi a thank you card, or maybe just a cease and desist letter.
Seen anything like this. I've never seen anybody whip up such hate. I've never seen anybody be so dismissive.
So who really won this verbal cage match? Well, Pirro got her book sales, Whoopi got to stand her ground, and we all got some top-notch entertainment. It's like they say in politics, when the going gets tough, the toughs start yelling on daytime TV. But seriously, folks, when did we stop listening and start screaming? Maybe it's time we all took a deep breath and had a nice, relaxing covfefe. After all, life's too short to spend it arguing about Trump, unless you're selling books, of course.
Jeanine Pirro claims that she was kicked off of the show and that the segment was concluded early.
Well, folks, it looks like even daytime TV isn't safe from Trump's political fireworks anymore. Who would have thought The View could turn into the Jerry Springer Show so quickly? Experts say we need civil discourse for a healthy democracy, but these days it seems like we're all just shouting into the void.
Clearly, you don't watch the show, so you don't know that I don't suffer from that. What I suffer from is the inability to figure out how to fix this.
When did we stop listening and start screaming? Maybe it was around the time covfefe became a word, or when Twitter became the new presidential podium. Either way, we're in a world where even Whoopi Goldberg and Jeanine Pirro can't have a calm chat without things going nuclear. So what's the solution? Maybe we all need to take a deep breath and have a nice, relaxing covfefe, or better yet, let's grab some popcorn and enjoy the show. After all, if we can't laugh at the absurdity of it all, we might just cry.